Hello, YouTube. This is Terrmeister Throific Thursday. On Tuesday, I talked about parentification, and I ran across this oldest child syndrome, um, which is pretty much showing the effects of parentification on an oldest sibling. Here are some effects that speak a lot to me in my personal experience. So, ways that the thing is, at the end of the day, children are children, and it is up to the parents to say, you know what, if you haven't checked out my parentification video from Tuesday, right up there, and it is something that people, parents especially, don't realize, and I think that this happens a lot in poorer families too. Um, the degree of dependence on the oldest child can be stifling. So I wanted to not just look up, okay, what are the signs of parentification, but I also wanted to check out how parents can, in fact, help their oldest child. So I came up with four different ways, and I will share them with you now. Number one is, number one is spend individual time with your oldest child. I remember seeing a woman who was about in her 20s. She teared up because she could not remember having one on one time with her mom. Now, I can relate to this a little more as well, because I felt like that I was the old model when my siblings came along, and they were young, and it really hurt still. But even though I was independent, I still needed that time with my parents, just me and my parents. And as I said, we didn't have a lot of money, so what we could do were limited. But it didn't take money to have me remember the time that I would have spent with my parents. All I needed was their time. Number two is moderate expectations. Stop treating them as a mini adult. They are children. Stop acting as if they should be able to read minds and anticipate everything. They need to feel the pressure let up. They need to be taken off of the stove to rest. No matter what the age gap is, you still need to know that you're the oldest. You need to make sure the oldest feel like they can be themselves. Aha Parenting had an interesting tidbit that says that parents can say something like this: "You're such a great big sister. I know you're trying to keep your brother safe, but you don't need to correct him. It's the parent's job to be in charge and make sure everyone follows the family rules." Another tip was, you can watch your brother. Watch your brother as you play outside, but if you need me, call me and I'll be right here. That is so empowering, knowing that they don't have to do it all alone. Number three is give special privilege for the extra work they do. Let's face it, a lot of times, especially in a single parent household, or let's face it, in a heterosexual marriage union with basically the mother ends up handling almost everything. Mother ends up handling everything while the guy just does, you know, very little in the way of household chores. Let's just call that out as it is. But the oldest usually is expected to step up, but they still need to be a child. You give them a lot of responsibilities, so give them some privileges as well. Get them a PS4, maybe not that much, or spend the day, a full day with them. Take them somewhere they've always wanted to go so they can feel like they're listened to, or have them pick the place. Leave the siblings at home, because once let them turn their brain off and just be themselves. Number four, acknowledge the challenges that they face. It's easy to get lost in your own world, but parents, please acknowledge the fact that they have challenges other siblings don't. They need to be seen and understood. Also, pick up some of the slack or delegate some of the younger siblings to show that they too can be responsible. I said four, but this is the fifth one. Allow them privacy and fiercely guard it from their siblings. Privacy was a huge concern of mine as I got, but while it got better as I got older and had my own bedroom, the need for privacy is constant for an older sibling. They need to be able to go and be with their friends, free from their siblings. Yes, even family need a break from family. So maybe a parent can say, you know what? If the younger sibling can't, let the younger sibling know you can't be with your brother all the time. He needs to be with his friends. Jaquan can't watch you all the time. You need to be, you need to be with your friends, and he needs to be with his friends. That little bit of affirmation can definitely help, and the younger sibling could develop more independence and not just being dependent, not just seeing their older sibling as a crutch. So thank you for joining me for this Throific Thursday. It has been a journey dissecting the oldest child in me and opened up some wounds and revealed some traumas and how I've dealt with them that I didn't really realize before until I was alone with my own thoughts. So thank you for this journey, for coming with me on this journey. I hope that you will join me next week when I talk about my favorite musicians and my favorite movies. See you then.